But here we go. Take a move on the road, what you going down, baby? It's 1965, you ain't got your stereo on, and I don't know if I can take another light on my own. You put your ding down, hopping and you flipping it bad, and you ain't got another switch, so you just feeling so sad, and you can tell another person that she's evanescence on your growth. And you can do what you do when you're doing it good, but you can do what you didn't when you did it last week, cause next week's another week, and if I have to remind you, then you don't understand the basic concept of time, yeah. And if you wanna do what you can, then that's up to you, because you know that you're limited by a plan that you've been looking on and working your flags, and you put it, the meaning in your mud flaps flapping in the wind.
Tell me, I think that this world is a world, but it's not, 'cause it's more than you think, and it's less than that, and we're only living in the memories of our future selves, and it's fun to think like we're here right now, but we never really are, 'cause we're somewhere in the future controlling the options, giving lots of hints to ourselves in order for us to understand that choice is still important in a world where you gotta figure some stuff out, yeah. Baby, I love ya. I love ya, baby. Baby,
We heard enough of that in the 90s. Okay, listen, I want to talk to you about a couple relatively real issues. A lot of people wrote in on email, and a couple other forms of communication that essentially are all the same thing, but just branded different names. That innovation is an innovation unto itself. At one point, innovation didn't exist. Someone had to create some kind of a word that created the feeling that it feels like to hear the word that we hear when we hear innovation. Innovation is a word that's only been around in the English vocabulary for 63 years. A lot of people don't know that, and if you did know that, that's great. Now, we all know that poverty is super easy to fix, and using modular dynamicism, we can recreate, unfold, resequence, understand, and reshape the way we think of thought itself. By constantly monitoring thought itself, it will not only lead you nowhere, it will give you a headache. So try not to do that
Instead, try to do something that's way outside of the box. Like some place that if you were to see how far away from the box you were, you wouldn't even be able to tell what that box was anymore compared to the landscape that you're comparing it against. Getting outside of the box is more than just getting out of a box and walking away. As children know, sometimes boxes are very difficult to get out of. Why is it any different for us? Between glass ceilings, dirt floors, and boxes, we need to know that a bottom-up approach is not only an approach that starts from somewhere that we believe to be the bottom, but an approach that was painted by several painters throughout the ages and the age that led us to understand where can we be sometime in the future from now. And I can guarantee you, you will move at least 20 feet within the next hour. I can guarantee you that, and I have algorithms that can divine and predict that, utilizing movement prediction patterns, hair follicle samples that have been taken throughout the entire time that you've been here. And of course, the common spectral analysis. Now we know that everything here is an illusion and that we are somewhere else. But the cool thing about that is it feels pretty real. I mean, you know what I mean? Like it's pretty convincing. So, big credit to those people working hard there. So, why Camden, Maine? Simple answer. Because. What does because mean? Because has a B in it, at least one C, and a couple vowels. This combination of letters and vowels together to create a fairly pronounceable word gives us the strength and the power as individuals and as human beings to seek within ourselves not only the triumphant remorse of those who've compelled against us in a way that does not necessarily benefit us in the long term, but give us the strength in the midterm to show how the reversal of those roles of which we have come fairly accustomed to, let's admit that, to acquiesce and reform and remodulate the world around us. Internally, we're pretty gross. There's a lot of liquid and tissues and things, and it's pretty gross to think about. So I would like to, this is a song that I'd like to dedicate to all the gross things that we are walking around. And also just a celebration of all of you guys here, the people up there as well. Let's not forget them. There's some people behind the walls as well, walking around and doing things as well. And there's some people behind here. There's actually 4 people running this entire show, technically. That's it. There's just 4 people. They can divide into 5 people per person. So there seems to be a lot of people back there, but they're all being controlled by one central consciousness.